Yes, yeah.
All right. I want to welcome everybody to the Parks and Recreation Commission for June 2026. Let's get started with the roll call.
Chairman Quentin Whiteside,
Here.
Vice Chair Shamia Woods,
Here.
Commissioner Samuel Ellis,
Here.
Commissioner Cannon Fletcher,
Present.
Commissioner Summer Campbell,
Here.
Commissioner Amber Tigan, Commissioner Nolan Hughes,
Here.
City Director Cappy Peck,
Here.
City Director Andrea Lewis, Deputy. Siri's always listening. Deputy City Attorney Simone Black.
Here.
We have 6 commissioners present. We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. Let's move on to the approval of the May meeting minutes. One of the things that I saw in the meeting minutes was attendance. If we look at the page 1, I believe Amber was here last
She was here.
month. She was, okay, can we add her? Can I make a motion? Do I need a motion to add, to change the minutes? I'd like, let's let everybody else look and we'll add one big motion, maybe if anybody else has anything else they want to change, but just to remind us to put her on the attendance for the meeting. I don't know if she was docked or not. I just know that her name's not on the top for attendance, so.
She wasn't. She wasn't docked for attendance.
Oh, she wasn't docked. This was just, I think she got here right after we took roll, I think too, maybe. So,
I have her listed as
Okay.
as attending
okay.
on the roll call. So unfortunately, this just happened. It was a clerical error.
Okay.
No problem. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to change to the May meeting minutes?
No, I move that we accept the May meeting minutes with an amendment that Amber was present.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, the May meeting minutes pass. All right, do we have any citizen communication here today? All right, seeing none at this time, we'll go to presentations. And we do, as my understanding, we do not have a presentation today. Is that correct?
That's correct. And under the advisement of the director, the Parks Director, pardon me, this will give you more time to discuss your retreat minutes. And that's why if you see there, you have a copy of your retreat minutes.
Okay, I thought that the guy from the tennis thing was going to come today. He couldn't make it, I guess.
Yes, he was slated to attend. He was unable. He had a scheduling conflict. We do have him slated for to present on the next meeting.
Perfect.
I'd like to speak to that. So that would have been Chip Stearns, and he was regretful that he wasn't able to make it for the Little Rock Open. I asked him if he could have other staff present, and he was adamant that he really wanted to come and present and take your questions and hear your point of view and all the above. So he'll be here next month.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the director's report. Has everyone had a chance to look at the staff reports?
If I may add, it was requested that the staff give a brief overview of the reports. They have been made aware of that. And so you can call them in order so they can come up and present to you guys.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go with, who wants to go first, I guess? Because you're talking about going through each person briefly?
Yes.
Okay, so Shawanda, do you want to go first or is it?
It's great. It's good.
Good afternoon.
I would like to introduce Michael Washington. He is our Senior Affairs Coordinator for our new senior facility. So if you want to say a few things.
Excuse me. My name is Michael Washington, as she said, and I'm glad to be here with you all, and thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background, Michael?
Who's that?
Just a little bit about your background,
All
or
right.
maybe where you were before you.
So I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I have 20 years in Parks and Rec. I started off at the University of Central Arkansas, where I went to school at, and I recently came from the Conway Community Center, and so now, like I said, I hold this position, and I hope to do very well, and I hope to satisfy you all.
Welcome.
All right.
I'll do a brief overview of what's going on in recreation. So currently, the community centers, we're doing our youth baseball season. Games are ongoing on Tuesday through Thursday, starting at 6:15 p.m. We have 286 registered in our baseball program, and in our T-ball program, we have 83 registered. Our Southwest Community Center has their Summer Laureate program going on currently. They just started, all our camps just started on yesterday. And they have 150 kids at the Southwest location. The Little Rock Park Summer Day Camp campsites are full. They all started June the 8th through July the 23rd of 26. We have 6 locations. Dunbar Community Center, they have 210 children. Stevens has 120. East Little Rock 100. West Central 90. Romine 150. And Chico 150. Our therapeutic recreation summer day camp is also going on, and it's for ages 8 to 18 or still in high school. We have 20 adults and 20 youth in that camp. Also in May, they had the 26th year Arts and Crafts Festival, which was held on May the 1st, and we had over 600 in attendance at that event. Jim Daly, we closed the indoor pool due to roof repairs, and we opened the outdoor pool on May the 1st. Jim Daly membership for the month of May is 2,468, of which 369 of those are new memberships. Resumen Golf and First Tee Golf, they're doing facility improvements, including sodding and repainting at those facilities. And we had a lot of rain so far in the month of May, so that canceled out a lot of rounds and green fees. Tennis, Little Rock Open was held on May the 24th through May the 31st, which was a success. We had players ranging from 130 to 400 in the world's rankings, and over 2,000 spectators. Also, we had several celebrities present at this event, from the mayor to the Little Rock Parks commissioners. The museum, in the month of May, they had 3,023 visitors that came from 31 other states, as well as Canada, England, Guatemala, Italy, Scotland, and Germany. And they have a new exhibit that just started on May the 19th. So please stop by, take a look at the new exhibit. It's Thomas Hart Benton. In our outdoor recreation facility, outdoor coordinator, he's implemented the new disc golf at War Memorial, along with glow disc golf equipment, lights from baskets that glow in the dark disc. So he's expanding his program and helping with the summer playground program, and doing registrations for trail running events and mountain bike riding and other activities. So that concludes my report.
Anybody have any questions for Shawanda? All right. Hearing none, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, did you have one? Anybody? Okay. All right, next.
Good afternoon. Want to give you a brief update on the administration division, covering reservation, staffing, payroll, HR revenue, and budget status. We did have our Community Impact Day, which was May 13th. The focus areas were War Memorial and Rebsamen Tennis. We had 33 volunteers at War Memorial and 10 volunteers at Rebsamen Tennis. Parks had our Park Stat meeting for the first quarter. It was completed on May 7th. This is when we get together to communicate in a group to discuss our achievements, our accomplishments, and present our data for the designated months within our divisions. We also like to recognize a staff member. In our report, I would like to recognize JP Rogers, who is our Parks Maintenance Manager. And he's not here. He is my go-to person. He continuously to be responsive, proactive, and dependable, and he is always willing to resolve and step in as needed. And Justin, be sure to let him know that. Front desk reservations, customer service is always important. We're continuing to remain positive and handle everything effectively. Still addressing a few issues that we have with our phone tree. Hopefully we will get those resolved by the end of this month. In the payroll and HR division, we're functioning at 100% ongoing progress. We have expedited our termination process and continue to address HR related matters. We've also decided to try training across the divisions, which has increased productivity. Also, some personnel updates. We went through our Employee Appreciation Week. Also, the annual Employee Appreciation Luncheon. In the revenue compliance area, we're progressing at 90%. We are effectively using Laserfish to scan it for documentation, which another project of ours is to scan personnel records. Right now, we're at 20% with the part-time employees. And also continue to focus on timely, accurate financial submissions. That is very important to prevent delays. In our training and development, occur continuously throughout the year. Staff has participated in mid-managers meeting, procurement training, and harassment and discrimination training. Most of this is offered through our HR department. Some of the challenges in my area towards my 2026 goals is that we're working to update Parks Handbook, and we are revising and consolidating the Parks Procedures and Policies Manual. Community utilization of our rentals. We continue to seek utilization of our facilities. Pavilion and lawn rentals has increased from 51 rentals in April to 102 in May. Customer complaints, goal is always 0, but in May we did have 2 compared to April we had 1. Department overtime usage, May we spent 11,000 in May compared to April of 2026. We spent close to 7,000. And on that, our goal is always to remain in 10%. Sometime during the summer months, it's hard to remain 10%. Next is staffing. Vacancies remain a challenge across the department. Administration has 3, operations has 8, recreation has 11, I believe marathon has 2. Our goal is always to remain at 90%, but right now we're functioning at 80%. Out of our Full-time, we're hired at 106, and we're budgeted at 131. Regarding the budget, department spending is currently at 57%. We continue to remain on goal, trying to stay within a 5% variance. Overtime budgets may have to be tightened as we move forward, and small accounts with low amounts will be monitored carefully. In the revenue division, we had a slight increase of 24.3 compared to May 2026 and April of 2026. Comparing May 2025 to May 2026, it was at 7.8. And that concludes my report for the administration division.
Thank you so much, Angela. You hit a lot. Does anybody have any questions? All right, hearing none, thank you. And next we have, is it Courtney? I mean, I know it's who you are. I just want to make sure.
All right, good afternoon. Courtney Perry, Safety Training Coordinator at Little Rock Parks. Every month that I submit these reports to Ms. Mahogany, you guys will notice that there are certain things that I've listed on here. These things are there because these things are baseline for organizational safety, right? Safety education and training, everybody's required to do that. Facility inspections, checking the AEDs, fire extinguishers, the fire detection and protection systems, smoke alarms, smoke detectors and such, right? All these are really important. So you can see the percentages right next to those, because I follow closely who's actually doing these from month to month. And for those who are maybe struggling a little bit, try to encourage them to go ahead and do these things. Really important. The last place you want to find out that your AED doesn't work is when you actually have to use it on someone. Okay, so all these things are very, very important, and that's why they're listed on here. Another big part of my job, as you might know from knowing me previously, is inspecting playgrounds. All right, we got 63 parks, 45 of them have playgrounds. Thanks to Mr. Coucher's stellar drive over the past 4 years, we've replaced quite a number of them. All right, which is truly awesome, because when you have an equipment that's aging, you know, we've got to make sure that they're suitable for kids to go out there and use them. So one of my jobs is to police that. I get out there all the time, involved with our maintenance folks, because the things that I find gets routed through them, if not the manufacturers, especially if you're dealing with the new component system. These things are on a warranty, so work with manufacturers fairly closely as well in that regard. Parks is a pretty large place. It's not always easy. It's not easy for one person to go around everywhere and then try to seek out every hazard that exists there. So it's really important to involve the people who work at the different levels, right? No one knows their environment but the people who works there. They know when things are working properly, and they know when things are out of place. When things are out of place, that's probably a hazard. And when it gets into that realm, then I get involved. So I try to keep communication, or one of the things that's kind of proved a challenge is to find the most effective and efficient and easy way for those who work at the different levels in parks to really report their hazards to me, right? I had a form that worked pretty well, but then it kind of strayed off into Google land. Not everyone has a Google account, right? So when you start to come across that, it gets a little bit complicated and maybe not working as efficiently as I was hoping. But we're still working on that. Working with Grant for maybe some ideas with that. at the same sense is to give the members of the public an opportunity to report any hazards that they might find out there, out and about on the playgrounds and the parks in general, right? So I've worked with Ali over at IT to try to get me in on the back end of 311. That kind of works, right? So how it's supposed to work is whenever someone reports a broken playground hazard through 311, when 311 deals with it, it comes to me as well, right? So I get that in my mailbox, and then I take it from there and do what I do with it when it comes to that. I'm almost done, promise, maybe. Anyways, that's really kind of the gist of it. One of the big things that we got going on now is ADA compliance, and we're working with the Cromwell company, and I'm involved in that to come up with an ADA transition plan so we can, try to give our organization a violent push into ADA compliance, right? So.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? What is the Arc
Sure.
Sky View?
Arc Skyview is a local. He's a Part 107 drone operator. Now we have our own drone, which I'm the pilot of on the Part 107. Part 107 is the FARs. You're familiar with that, but gives me the license to fly our drone commercially. All right.
Do you use that for safety inspections?
Yeah, I can use that for all kinds of stuff about the parks system. But we've hired on Chris to help us track the progress over at the center, what's going to be the new senior center. He has some pretty cool equipment. The drone I have isn't compatible with the goggles, right? So you can just like stand right here and fly the drone out there, right? So he has that ability to do that. So he can like fly his drone like through the facility and take pictures and that kind of thing. So so we found that valuable, right? As a part of what I do with my drone. He accentuates that with the details as far as being able to actually fly inside the facility and things like that. So we use him from time to time.
Okay. Any other
Yeah.
questions? All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, Justin, you want to come up and tell us what you've been working on?
Afternoon. Just to hit on some highlights and a few things that I'd like to brag on real quick and then open it up for questions. If you've been by Boyle and 36th Street, Public Works has a big project going there, extending that sidewalk up 36 towards Bull Park. We were able to partner with them and make some nice connections off of their project onto our trail system there at Boyle. And our urban forestry crew was out there and they were able to do all the tree work. There were some huge trees that were right on the edge of the road and that were in that project. And instead of having to bid that out, we'd got some estimates of about $50,000. We were able to do that in-house and save that money. And we handled that, and the guys knocked it out in about 3 or 4 days and did a really, really good job. So hats off to our urban forestry crew with that project. The other big things that we're really proud of, also Park Playground. If you've not been out there, that's completed. They got the last 3 benches installed this morning. So all that's left is a little bit of landscaping. And then also as of this morning, we were able to get it approved that we're doing some asphalt paving around there that was in pretty poor shape. And we were able to find some funds for that and add that on. So that park, if you've not been out there, it's really popular and it's been all we can do to keep people off of it while it's under construction. So that's a win for the department, and we're excited. And then lastly, Reservoir Park and Murray Park, those 2 playgrounds are progressing. We're just, again, with the staffing shortages, we're behind, and then the rain. So doing any type of dirt work and things like that's really difficult in this weather, but they're progressing. If you haven't been by there, I would encourage you to go by and check those out. Any questions?
I'll just have a quick question, and Leland sort of answered it at lunch, but I obviously get a lot of questions about Reservoir. And I drive through there 2 or 3 times a week, and I see the progress on the playground. Looks great. And Any idea, and I'm not talking about ribbon cutting and opening the whole park, any estimate on when the playground might be playable?
The playground itself, the structures, the last I was told by the installers with ACS is that's supposed to be finished probably within the next 2, maybe 3 weeks of that part of it. And we met with concrete contractors on site this morning. There were some issues with the forms and ADA, so they're still working through that, but we should hopefully have that ready to go out to bid this week. So we're still probably 5 or 6 weeks away from having the sidewalks done and that kind of.
Maybe late summer.
Yes, ma'am. Our goal was really like August, kind of realistically sometime in August, to have at least the sidewalks and the playgrounds all playable.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. I think that's all the directors. So now we'll move to Leland. Do you have a director's report?
Sure, I'll keep it, I'll try to keep it shorter. In terms of trying to keep it shorter, I believe everybody has a list of, yes, you have a list of all the items that the Parks Department took to the board. I want to say as of last night, we also took some, our last big contract push for maintenance. And so that was presented to the board and there are a few questions on that. So I'm not going to go through those unless there's some questions. There are other projects coming up that might hit before we meet again. There's a South Side pavement and improvement project for the existing parking lot there. Some Heineman projects that we're trying to do out there a lot with the pro shop and some of the existing fishing ponds. Another few little updates is 30 Crossing is still moving. The phase 0 aspect of those plans are almost completed. We met with RDOT this week and they were very accepting of what our phase 0 plans are. And so we're hopeful to submit those in the next month or shortly around that time frame for final approval. And I know there's a lot there to unpack, but I just wanted to give a small update that all that 30 Crossing phase 0 is moving forward. A completely separate project, the deck park, is still in their processes too. That's Garver doing a feasibility study. Recently got to study some of the projects in Dallas. So that project is moving forward too. And I just want to take my hat off for our staff doing the seniors facility. It's a multi-million-dollar addition to the existing facility. And there's been a lot of challenges with the project, but we've been able to get through it. And I appreciate our staff handling that and look forward to getting that open. We're slowly building out our staff. You're able to meet Michael and he's excited to see his new building completed and he's starting to work with Shwanda to fill out his staff for our senior division, which will be exciting for us to have that new division. It's not solely new, but new facility for new abilities for our senior program. So I'll just keep it there. Are there any questions?
Leland, so I know this is not a fair question, but any kind of timeline on when there might be a grand opening, ribbon cutting?
For the seniors?
Mhm.
Our goal is towards the end of the year, honestly. I think construction has, I would ask maybe another few months or so. End of October. And then I know Michael probably wants, we haven't talked through all of this, but we really wanted the opportunity to, once the construction's done, then we need to really outfit the building and get programming up and running and try out a bunch of things and really want it to be successful when the first person walks through the door. So we'll take that first month or so, but there's just a lot of different variables there. I know that's a political answer, but it's, towards the end of the year would be the goal.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for Leland? Or Director Couch, excuse me. All right, let's go to Graham.
So Justin mentioned the Allsop playground and are we good to share? Yeah, okay. We just set a date and time for a ribbon cutting there. So that's going to be July 7th at 11 a.m. We're going to do a ribbon cutting for both the playground and the new trail system at Allsop North.
And not to jump in, but can you send an email or somebody send an email out, or maybe even like a calendar reminder? Do y'all do those on Outlook?
Yeah, we can do that. Mahogany doesn't even know about it.
Oh.
That's why Graham was asking. We just finalized that date like
Great.
an hour ago or two. So we've been moving around to fit some new improvements construction wise and everything else. So it's a new date, but yes, we can send out a date.
Okay. Can we send out a calendar reminder? Is that a thing? Can we do that?
No, we can't do that, but
Okay. I just send an email with the date in there. And
I don't
Yeah,
know, whatever.
Oh.
Mahogany can do whatever.
Well, Graham is the lead on that, so he'll get that sent out to you guys.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Graham?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about that.
I just want to show up, and if it's
Yeah,
not on my
you wanna know
calendar,
where to
I'm not gonna do it.
We'll
So-
make sure it happens.
Okay. Thank you. That's exciting. Very exciting.
Otherwise, the cooling centers are now open at Dunbar, Southwest, and West Central Community Centers. And registration is opening soon for our Trailblazers camp. That's the new camp with our outdoor recreation division. So that should open in a week or two. That's all I got.
Anybody have any comments for Graham?
Are there any other ribbon cuttings coming? Nope, nothing? Okay. I'll look that up.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
I would like to add and also give a thank you to Fleet for Fleet. If I said Fleet, yeah.
Fleet Feet. Say it. Fleet Feet?
Fleet Feet, yes, sorry. They had a 5K race in War Memorial Park, and they donated all the proceeds to Little Rock Parks and Recreation. So it's just as another small event, small deal, but it's every little thing counts, and it's good to see people utilizing the parks for that. So
Great. I'd like to say, Graham, you're doing a great job on social media. Still pops up every time I get on there. So something on there. So keep up the good work. I appreciate it. I think a lot of people around town feel more connected to Parks and Rec by you updating it all the time and keeping it going. So thank you.
just a little plug there. So I met a lady that I swore she would have been following us yesterday because of all of what she does. And I told her, something about a post, or she goes, I'm not aware of that. And I said, you don't follow us on Facebook? She goes, well, I follow this community center, or I follow that, or whatever. But she didn't actually follow Little Rock Park. So just put a plug out there to say, if you're not following Little Rock Parks and Recreation, our homepage, that's where our, all of our big stuff hits. So please follow us.
And I think it'd be our job as commissioners to get the word out, or help get the word out to our network to follow us on the social media. So if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. All right. We've gone through the director's reports. Let's move on to Parks Commission Subcommittee reports. We'll start with the Parks Conservancy. Summer?
I didn't attend the meeting yesterday.
Did, Leland, were you able to make the meeting?
I did make the meeting. They did have a quorum. They met and were active. They discussed a lot about their bylaws and getting some new board members. They're lacking a few positions, and covered a few other things, but that was kind of their big focus, was kind of looking back at their bylaws and articles of incorporation and see if there was a need for any changes.
And I know we talk about this every week, it seems like, but I saw in one of the handouts that Mahogany emailed to us about the passport. Seems like they have a pretty consistent plan, but I mean, it's like 5 to 9 pages, something like that, 5 to 9.
Yes, they've been working with our staff. I think Graham is more or less the lead on that. Do you have anything you want to share, Graham?
Not really. It's just, at this point, it's just implementation. They were working on an implementation plan for it.
But I'll just say this, a big challenge is to put, 60 of these in at one time is daunting. I had to explain that to him. Justin and his team replaced, I think, almost all of the park entry signs, not the physical entry sign that says the name of the park, but the police notice sign and a post, and really it took a long time to do that. I mean, I don't know, maybe almost 2 years to do that. And so we narrowed down the scope of maybe instead of all 63 parks, maybe it's you know, the bigger ones or something like that. I think that was it. And it also boils down to cost and the money. The Parks Department would be supportive of some of it, but we wanted them to help as well and kind of split the cost or find a sponsorship. So there's opportunities out there as well.
Yeah, I saw they had a budget or
Yeah.
some kind of numbers in there, so they'd already gotten to that point.
Yeah, they got pricing and everything. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
That's
have a
great.
plan. It's a good plan. It's exciting.
I agree. Okay. So when's the next Parks Conservancy meeting?
It would be a month from yesterday, so I think it's, what is that, the first Tuesday of the month? Or the second Tuesday of the month?
And who's the chair? No,
Mary Ellen Richards, would be the 7th.
okay, awesome. All right, any questions for Parks Conservancy? All right, hearing none. Marketing?
We didn't meet this month. I just had a couple questions. Graham, I'll follow up with an email for you, but when I was asking about those ribbon cuttings, I saw in your notes where there were a few other parks and it just said soon, which means you're just still figuring out the dates. But outside of just kind of promoting it on social media, if there's anything else you need from us, I believe that's my role to help support you however you need me.
Yeah.
Would that be accurate? Okay.
The other projects are just too soon to set that date.
Okay,
It'd be
okay.
Reservoir and, I think just mainly Reservoir, but, that will probably be, we'll do a big one at the end of the year, I think.
Okay. So I have time.
There's also a lot of projects that we do that don't always have a ribbon cutting, right?
Got it.
Yeah, so I don't know if.
Yeah, like
you know, if
Murray is maybe not.
Yeah,
It's a replacement of an existing
Mhm.
feature, maybe not as big, so.
Okay. Okay. But we did meet this month.
cool.
No problem. All right, any questions for marketing? All right, hearing none. Master plan?
If I could add something, the director did have a comment about the meetings that we discussed,
About the meetings.
about the marketing meetings, setting a marketing meeting.
I was just gonna ask if if y'all wanted to work, I know our master plan, we have a time, what is it, Cannon, 11 now? 11 to 11:30 right before this, and there's no requirement at all, but I was just gonna suggest if y'all wanted to, it works out for us, I guess, because we're all coming in here, or I would say Cannon.
Is it here?
Mm-hmm.
11 to 11:30.
11 to 11:30, so I'm assuming Graham would be available, but if y'all wanted to, if you wanted us to find you a space to utilize, I'm sure we could do that.
Okay. And I just want to be clear, that would be a better time to meet, or did you want us to meet to attend the master plan meeting?
No, so you could do your marketing meeting
Perfect.
with
Making sure.
Graham.
Okay.
Part of the benefit of it, Shmia, is then you can have a standing meeting, so even if you want to like cancel it, you can, but then there's no drama about like
The
public
emails.
notification
clear.
and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for that, both of you.
All right, let's move on to master plan.
Hey, we had a meeting.
There you go.
First time in 5 months. Yeah, so we've been on a hiatus a little bit. But yeah, so we went through a couple different items. Basically, at the end of the day, we will be reviewing sort of offline independently the 2001 master plan that the city put out. You can think of that one as called City in the Park. I think that's sort of where that phrasing came from or got sort of reinforced in the community. There's a 2020 master plan that was put out obviously 6 years ago. I look at that one as more of an audit and less of a visionary master plan. And then there was a 2025 5-year strategic review that was put out last September ish, like July, August, September kind of range. And that one is again more visionary. And so what we're trying to pull together is really how to keep rolling that strategic review and start looking at a new master plan cycle. Like that will not happen like this year, but what are good things that have been in these master plans in the past? And then we have all the various, downtown master plan, War Memorial, Heineman, list goes on the website of things that have been hit at different points in time, and sort of just trying to roll all that together so that there is a overall sort of cohesion and what we're working towards, for Parks and Rec, but also for the commission on I think there's potentially a lot of valuable community input in some of these reports that we probably need to make sure is getting addressed. So anyway, yeah, we'll have more to report next month.
Great. Does anybody have any questions for the master plan subcommittee? Great. Well, we appreciate you meeting, taking the time to do that. I know it's very important. All right, let's move on to unfinished business. Parks Commission application status and vacancies. Where are we on those?
Yes, so I had a conversation with our city clerk. Currently, they have had to move the board and commission appointments back. So they will put it will be on the latter part of the July agenda. And so in consultation with Simone, our deputy city attorney, we are going to send out tentative notices to all of the applicants that have been approved, that they should be preparing to attend the August meeting.
The August meeting of this board?
Yes.
Okay. Or commission?
Commission.
Yep.
So, yeah, they've had they just had some scheduling issues and some things that they had to get before the board first. So.
Okay, so we think it's going to be on the city director's calendar into July, and they'll be
End
able
of
to.
July.
start
Their
in August.
last board meeting in July. It will be on there for their commission appointments. And then after that approval, our next meeting in August, which I believe is August 10th. I'll have to look at the calendar, but yeah.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Mahogany on these?
Oh, just one random question. I think we're at quorum today, but if we lose one person, like for absences, and then if somebody else isn't able to show up, we're just going to be not having meetings, correct?
No, we're going to have meetings.
No, but
Well,
I mean, they're not
I'll let our,
official, correct? Because we wouldn't have a quorum.
yes. Well, but even at 7, a quorum is for us is 50% plus 1. Okay. So if we lost one person, you'd be at 6, right? 50% of that is 3. As long as 4 people attend, technically you still have a quorum. Our quorum isn't slated to the number of you having a full board. That's not what's listed in the bylaws.
Oh, okay. I
you
thought
can
somehow
still-
that
you can
was
still-
tied into it last time I read it. Maybe it's not. So,
If-
okay.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, if we're not at quorum, we just can't vote or. have
Yeah, I
to
thought there was
do
something in the
that.
bylaws about not having a certain number overall. But
Well,
maybe
let me yield to our attorney.
Oops, sorry. I was looking at your 2018 bylaws. Your 2025 bylaws as amended say that you need a minimum of 5 members, no more than 11 members. And so that would be determining that. Let me go to your quorums. Quorum is defined as an attendance of a majority of the voting members serving on the commission.
okay. So it's 5 then. We're a little bit further away from that then. Okay.
Great, great question. Any other additional questions for Simone or Mahogany?
I'm sorry, what was the 5? 5 is the minimum number of commissioners we must have, but Commissioner Fletcher just said, okay, 5, and so I just want to clarify what you meant by that.
That would be the minimum. If we go below that, then we're not having
Correct.
meetings.
Okay.
Yeah. Which right now we're at 7.
We're at 7, but you're slated to have 11 here pretty soon.
Okay.
So but I understand the question. Even with five, a quorum, it's still
Right.
would be
That's right.
for you to govern and vote would be three.
Okay. All right. Moving on to UAMS Little Rock Open attendance. I know I attended. I saw Cannon there. Summer was there, and it was awesome. I know the guy's not here to talk about it today, but I had a great time. It was my first time to ever even be down there, and it was really eye-opening how cool it was. And I talked to a lot of people. So Cannon's been preaching it for years here, how awesome it is, and I agree with you 100%. So thank you so much for pushing that. Thank you for the commission for going down there. They did a little introduction of us. Everybody got their name shouted out during the opening ceremony right before Mayor Scott spoke. So it was really neat. And so just thanks again. Anybody else have any comments about it?
It was a good event. A lot of rain. They think they get rain every year, but this one was pretty bad. So, but they got it finished, and yeah, it was a good tournament. And like I always say, it's like minor league baseball. There was a kid here last year that lost in the first round that got to the quarterfinals of the French Open, which is, you know, one of the 2 or 3 largest tournaments in the world. So he went from like 600 to I think he's ranked like 25 now. So I mean, it's pretty neat to see, like, you see them when they're little babies, you know, and then they're big time the next year. So
Yeah, it was fantastic. If you didn't get to attend this year, I would definitely recommend it next year. And I think we should maybe put another plug in for the commission to show up again next year. I mean, I just thought it was that cool of a deal and something that the commission should be involved in if we can, or do more, or volunteer, or do something like that. So, okay, moving on to new business. Sam, do you have any kind of dates that we could go out to Bush Creek?
Yes, I think the best time to be out there for a retreat would be probably towards the end of September or the beginning of October. I think that would be the best weather for us, temperature wise, as well as hopefully enough water to get out and show you a little bit more about the Foosh. Also, a little less on the tick and bug side of things. So I think that'll be the best time if we can figure out. I didn't want to propose an exact date, not knowing if we want to do a weekday, weekend, morning, or afternoon. So with those that range in mind, do y'all have a preference on what day of the week that y'all would want to go? Just look at your calendars for a couple months in ahead.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to make a decision today, but would people prefer to do this on the weekend or a weekday? Do we have any thoughts on that? And what time would we do it on what time would be the best time on a week? If we did a weekday, what would be the best time? And what, if we did a weekend, what would be the best time?
If we did a
float?
Oh, go
How
ahead.
long is the float?
Well, it's as long as we want it to be, really. We're not talking about doing we're going to do it out and back, so we would be able to show you guys parts of the Foosh without making you do all full length of the river.
So how long was the estimated time?
I mean, I think 2 hours would be
Okay.
a nice amount of time to see a lot without missing too much.
Yeah, that's plenty. And then, so you think what would be the best time to go on the weekdays, and which time the best time to go on the weekend?
I mean, if we could do a morning or evening, I think would be best. If we could do something around 9 or 10 o'clock, or if we did in the afternoon or evening, probably like 4 to 6 o'clock.
6 for me.
Everybody does anybody have a preference? So Shamia said 4 to 6 o'clock, so that'd be like a weekday, right? From
And
like
of course, this is just what works best with everyone's
Right.
calendar.
Yeah.
But y'all
Okay.
have to pick it up, so I'll just.
Well, so everybody has those. Does anybody have any additional questions? Because I think that we said how long it would take, kind of what the ideas are. So we can talk about this next week and maybe nail something down at end of September, early October.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Great. Is everybody okay with kind of punting this until next month? And we might need to punt it even to the month after that until August
Yeah.
because of the new people coming in. We definitely want them to come if they're available too. So we'll just keep this on the calendar and hopefully set this at the August meeting.
I would just like to comment for myself and maybe for others, like just even a save the date, a couple options, maybe one rain and one other of a just a general idea, because as you get closer and closer, calendars fill up, right? And so most people have a harder time. But if you save a couple, I'd say is just tentative things.
How about on this meeting, we talk about those are the date range. Now, we're talking about a 2-hour session. That way you can look over this next month to see what schedule, what part of the day or weekday looks best for you. And then we could put in a couple tentative dates next month with a rain check date in case of any bad weather as well.
Okay, I've got my calendar out right now. How about we do a tentative date of September 30th
Or that.
or October 7th? And then let's look at those. And so maybe put those on the agenda for next month to say, hey, we're looking at September 30th or October 7th. And if we can't do it, we can't do it. From 4 to 6 p.m. We'll all meet out at wherever Sam tells us to meet and then go from there. So
October 30th is already a conflict for the.
no, September 30th. Was that already a conflict?
Yes.
Okay. So October 7th, let's say October 8th.
So that week is our staff, a handful of us will be at a national conference.
Which week, October or December?
September.
Okay. So let's move on to the first week of October. So
Seventh.
that'd be the starting on the 5th.
So the 7th was a good.
Okay, the 7th. Okay, so we'll say the 7th or an 8th. Put those as tentative dates and then we'll go from there. Is that fair?
Works for me.
7th and 8th from 4 to 6, tentative.
Yes, tentative. Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
We'll put that on the agenda for next week to discuss. Anybody else have any questions? And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah,
obviously.
looking forward to taking you out there.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. All right. Any other questions? All right. Hearing none, we'll go to March retreat. Leland, your name was on there. I don't know.
Yeah, so I just added this. I thought because of our agenda had changed without y'all's notice that our presentation wasn't going to be here, that we might have been lacking in quantity of information and we had some extra time. So I added the retreat because I know there's a lot of things in the retreat that y'all discussed and wanted to discuss, but seeing that it's almost 5 till, I guess we kind of filled that in with the staff reports process.
Okay. Does anybody have anything they'd want to add? All right. Hearing none. Anybody have any agenda items for next meeting that they want to add to the agenda? And if people have ideas, like during the month, can they email you, Mahogany? Is that okay, Simone?
Yes, that's fine. You can go ahead and just send that email directly to Mahogany and she can add that to the agenda.
Okay, so if anybody has ideas throughout the month, just email Mahogany and we can add it on there. Let's move on to board liaison feedback. Director Peck.
It's not been quiet. Don't talk to me about the data centers. That's all I know.
Anything related to volunteerism or?
We're putting a data center in the park? What? Park in the data center?
Yeah, just leave me alone. Yeah.
Do you know anything about how our numbers are looking on like the Adopt-A-Parks or the Adopt-A-Street?
I have a little information on that, and I'd be happy to talk about that in detail with actual figures next month, but I can tell you that it is up considerably. So if y'all haven't adopted a street, you personally or a family or a group, an organization, that is really key to keeping the city clean. And I think didn't you adopt a street recently? So it is, I'd like to say the litter problem's getting better. We're getting ready to do a bigger push, not just with adopting the streets, but we're getting it into the curriculum K-4 in our community schools. The curriculum already exists with Keep Arkansas Beautiful. So we're making some headway, but it's still a mess. But the Adopt a Street program is very helpful if you haven't adopted one.
I know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know that's very important. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I just want to say before we get out of here, thanks to all the directors for speaking today. I don't know if you knew you were going to speak, but I know we read your reports I've read them for the last several years and never had you come up and actually talk about each one. So I really appreciate that. I thought it was very helpful and able to let everybody here who haven't heard, you talk to really go into how much hard work y'all are doing and how much everybody really appreciates it. So it's before 1:00. So does anybody have anything they want to add? All right. If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn at 12:57 PM.
Do I have a second? Second. Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, we are adjourned.
We're opposed. We want to stay.
Information and pictures and.
Oh, good. I'm glad you never.